Good morning, everyone. I am not in the room today. That's not why I'm smiling. I'm just smiling because I get a chance to talk with you in a different way. It is 9:26, right? And this is what you need to do today. First, if you have any measurements that need to be done on any part A, B, C, D, or E, I need you to go into room 300 and finish the measurement lab. Everything's set up. It's still in the same places that it was yesterday. So hopefully you can find and work with what you need to work with. Secondly, I need you to complete all calculations that you're asked to do. And if you look at your lab sheet, typically at the end of each section I'm asking you to do something with what you measured. And the third thing, and this is why I'm kind of excited that you have the sub that you have today, I would like you to plot a graph of mass versus volume for each of the metals in part E. To do that, you're going to need to get data from the rest of your class. So let's go to the next slide. So down here, this is the piece of what I was talking about with the graph. You're going to put your data for mass and volume up on the board. Actually, you'll put it up on the board, but I also gave you a sheet that Mr. Redmond is probably going to pass out to you that has got the same table, that you can also have it in your notebook. And it's going to look something like this. You have the name of your group. If you want, you can just use your initials. I need your mass, what you measured for the mass of the metal, what you measured for the volume using water displacement, and then what is your calculated density. And again, density is simply mass divided by volume. Okay? To get percent error, you need to know what the accepted value for density is. You might want to get your personal technology device, whatever that is. Somebody in your lab group can go onto the internet, and what I would do is go to probably the dynamic periodic table. You can search that, or you can go to, if I can spell here, Wikipedia. Just type the name of the element in a Google box, and probably one of the first options that's come up is Wikipedia. In the right hand side of the page you have a listing of properties, and one of those properties is going to be density. Okay? And if you're going to plot a mass versus volume graph, one of the questions you're going to have is, where does mass go and where does volume go? When I say mass versus volume, that means mass is my dependent variable, volume is the independent variable. And when you're graphing, dependent always goes on your vertical axis. Independent is what's put on the dependent axis. And the reasons for that, dependent is what we are, actually independent is what is being held constant or what we're controlling. Dependent is how this value, how mass would change as volume increases. So this is how I would like to see the graph plotted, and we're going to be doing scatter plot. So what you're plotting are the points, the mass volume points of everybody in the class. And when you do that, we're going to ask you to draw a trend line, and I think I'll let Mr. Redmond explain the trend line for you. Okay? So, thank you.